What is going on, everybody? This is Costa Games. Let's talk about gaining wealth in Manor Lords. So I'm going to do this video in chronological order as best as possible. That way you can kind of see how to go about it throughout your playthrough. So there are three types of wealth in Manor Lords. That is going to be your regional wealth. That is going to be your personal treasury and then your personal influence. Currently, the annual royal tax and the king's favor are not in the game. This is May 9th of 24. So if they add this later, I'm sorry. This is when I'm making it. So your first bit of wealth is probably going to come from hunting down a bandit camp. I'm currently pretty deep into a playthrough. Bandit camps no longer spawn once all of the regions are claimed. So once you build 5 burgage plots, you get a shipment of weapons if you didn't click that off when you first started the game. So you get enough weapons, I believe, for 20 spearmen. You can go in and usually around 12 spearmen, I will start to hunt the bandit camps. Now, bandit camps, if you send the supplies back to your nearest town, will give you a good chunk of regional wealth, a little bit of influence for winning a battle. If you send it to your personal treasury, you'll get treasury and then influence. I recommend, starting off the game, always sending it to the nearest town. Currently in the game, there's just a lot more we can do with the regional wealth than these other two currencies. So let's talk about it. The things you can use your regional wealth on is going to be upgrading your burgage plots. Vegetable gardens are 15, chickens and goats are 25, orchards are 50. Sometimes your artisans will require a little bit of money to build, about 5 to 10 regional wealth, I think. You need regional wealth also to import items and buy your routes on your trading post, which we will talk about in just a second. So you may be wondering, where do I make regional wealth outside of these bandit camps? Your first stop on making money is going to be your burgage plot. So here is a level 1 burgage plot. As you can see, this house has everything at once. I can upgrade to level 2. Level 1 burgage plots make you nothing. They don't do anything other than make your production if you have the backyard thing available and house families. Level 2 burgage plots is where your money starts to come in on a per month basis. At level 2, I generate 1 regional wealth per family per month, meaning if I have a duplex right here with the 2 houses, the 2 families on it, and both houses are occupied by a family, I gain 2 regional wealth per month. So starting off, I would recommend always upgrading the duplex burgage plots first. That way you generate more money. So the next step is going to be from level 2 to level 3. At level 3, you generate 2 regional wealth per month per family. And the really neat thing about jumping from 2 to 3 is that you then double your population available in the houses. Meaning, 1 house on the plot, you have 1 family from level 1 to level 2. At level 3, you then have 2 families in that plot, generating you 4 wealth. That also includes the duplexes from 2 families to 4 families, meaning 8 wealth per month. Now, right about here where my hand is, there is an icon on your screen telling you what month it is in the game. Like I said, this is a per month revenue income. The other way to know if the month is currently changing is with your church. The church bells will ring at the start of every new month. So usually about at that point where you're at level 2 burgage plots and about to go into level 3, your manor comes in. Your manor is a really cool way to start supplying your personal treasury, and that is through the taxes page. Currently, I have this set to 5 and 5. I'm pretty deep into the game. As you can see, I don't have much of a need for money. I usually have the land tax set to 10 and the tithe set to 5. And if you guys want to see that in action, this town right here has kind of just started up. This is going to be a large village. So just before a small town, I only have 2 more upgrades to go. And like I said, I'm right in between that level 2 to level 3. I currently have no level 3s, but 5 level 2s. And the taxes are set to 10% and 5%. Your land tax is going to generate your personal treasury. That's where those taxes go. So the way the equation works is I'm telling the game 10% of my, let's say we have 100 houses generating us 100 wealth. Every month I get 10 of those coins. This isn't a separate currency from your regional wealth, but this is taking money from your regional wealth as a tax to go into your personal wealth. Now, the tithe is really cool because it takes a surplus of food and it is given to the church, and that is traded in for influence. Now, there are a handful of things that you can use your personal currencies towards. Number 1 being your retinue. If we go to the army tab and select your retinue, you start to have a retinue, I believe, of 12 soldiers. once you build your manor. Now, if you build the tower, the garrison tower with the manor, I believe you also get another 12 on top of that. So as you can see, I always build that. This town over here currently does not have that, so I have 12 instead of 24. But if we go right up here into our retinue customization, we can click it. And as you can see, we can use our personal wealth to recruit men at arms. These are our already geared soldiers from somewhere else that we are paying to bring into here and join our retinue. Currently, you cannot hire your own population to be in your retinue. As you can see, it's locked in early access. Right over here, there's going to be a button, or you will see a plate armor and then like a little bag. You click on the little bag, you can use your personal treasury to upgrade them from like chainmail armor to plate armor, which is a huge upgrade and I highly recommend it. The next thing you can use your personal treasury for is going to be your camps. So when I get a new region through influence, I can go to construction administration and I can build a settlers camp for 250 treasury. So this sends over your 5 families and your supplies just like you would when you start a game. Now, super cool thing that you can do is actually spend more money to give them more supplies, meaning you have a bit more lenient of a start than you did at the start of the game. So I believe these go 250 treasury to 500 to 750, and I believe each time you upgrade, you get 20 more supplies, which is like a few months more of supplies than you would with the 250 option. So the last currency we're going to talk about is influence. Influence is going to be used to claim regions. So if I click on this person, I can claim with 2,000 influence. And if you want to know how to claim and the fight and everything that ensues immediately after, go check out my video, How to Expand. It's on my channel. It should be just below this a few videos. But one of the best ways for you to generate regional wealth and get some items for your town that's going to help you grow significantly is going to be through the trading post. So let's break down how to do this exactly. We're going to go over here. The livestock assignment is not oxen like it is on most other places. These are going to be your horses. If we go to livestock, as you can see, my horses are currently carrying a rider, meaning they are going about in trading. If we go into this trade option, this is where all the magic happens. You need regional wealth to buy a trading route. Once you buy a trading route, like let's say if we wanted to do this stone right here, I would buy this, establish a trade route, and now this little option becomes available. So the trade route means that a merchant is going to come in and out of my town. I believe, I don't know how often it is. Yeah, it doesn't say how often it'll be, but they come to my trading post and I can now trade one of these. Import, export, and full trade. We're going to break this down real quick. Import means I want this. I want to buy this. I want to bring it in. So I'm going to pay you money to bring in a good. So if I did import and I set this number to 100, that means I'm telling the merchant, hey, I want to have 100 surplus of this. I want to store 100 of it. So I'm currently at 85. That means every time that merchant comes in, I'm going to buy a little bit of stone until I reach my surplus that I want. Now, this is something that I do for ale. As you can see, I import up to 10. And this keeps my tavern stocked and allows me to upgrade to level 3 pretty quickly on my burgage plots. Going back to stone, if we want to export, as you can see, I have 85 stone. Let's say I only want to keep 50 around for construction's sake or crafting sake. That means that every time the merchant comes, since I am now exporting a good, I'm going to sell a few of these stone until I get down to my desired surplus. And as you can see right here, the export price of this is 1 per stone. So at this rate, I'm only making 35 regional wealth. Full trade. Full trade means I will import or export depending on my current surplus based on my desired surplus. So if I have 100, this means I will buy 15 stone to get to that 100. Now, if I had this set to 50, at full trade, I will sell until I get down to 50. And if I drop below that number, it's going to come back up. It's just a variable. You're saying, I want to be around this number at all times. Just keep me there. So your production versus how fast they can sell is going to decide which one you're doing. Now, within the trading post, let's talk about your supply and demand. This is pretty huge within the game. As you see, I'm exporting shoes. I have been since I started playing the game, which has been a long time, meaning I've sold a lot of shoes to these people. Currently, my export price is 1 regional wealth. This is not what it's actually supposed to be. It's supposed to be about 6 to 8 regional wealth to sell a shoe. The reason it has dropped is because I have supplied the market with so many shoes that nobody now wants them, decreasing the demand. You can find that right here, the global market supply, critically oversupplied, meaning my price has dropped because it is oversupplied. There's a way to fix this. If I currently wanted to stop trading shoes, it would take about 4 to 5 months for this to get back to the regular average demand. So, like I said, in 5 months, this is going to climb back up to 6 to 8 regional wealth per sell, and then I can go right back here and export them again, selling them at full price until that number starts to drop, and then I'll just do the same thing. I do believe that the developer is going to patch that or buff it a little bit. It shouldn't drop that quick, and for certain items, it's just a little too overpowered to have it go from like 8 gold to 1 that quickly, and there's no way to fluctuate it. It's just as long as you're selling them, it's going to be down. That doesn't make a ton of sense. So we'll see what comes out in future patches. But that is your wealth breakdown. That is how you gain wealth in Manor Lords. That is how you spend wealth in Manor Lords. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, I have a whole playlist of other guides. You're going to be seeing it right over here somewhere. It's going to be popping up for you guys. I really appreciate you checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. I'm a smaller YouTuber. It helps me out a ton. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.